Today, Serena returned to the Pokemon anime, and with that was the return of Pokemon contests. Except these are not the contests we know and love. For some reason, contests were completely changed and replaced with a much worse version of themselves. Today, I need to rant about the brand new contests in the anime. So, in this episode, we were introduced to Contest Lives, a new version of Pokemon contests. These contests had numerous changes to the original contests we know and love, most being for the worse. Remember the judges from original contests? Mr. Contesta, Mr. Sukizo, and the town's Nurse Joy? None of them are present, not even Nurse Joy, and instead are replaced by this knockoff Mai Sakurajima over here. They replaced my boy Sukizo. That is not remarkable! The worst change is the complete removal of the battle round, meaning no Pokemon battle skill is required to win. The reason contests in the past were so great is because trainers would show how competent they are in their coordination and battling, but now that's all gone. Like, remember when May tied with Ash because she had become an equal in battling strength? Well, that's out the window now. At least the appeal round stayed, but it wasn't consistent in the slightest. Koharu's performance was similar to that of original contest, using only one Pokemon and a couple of moves, and Lisia's was similar with added Mega Evolution. But then Serena just did a full-on Kalos showcase performance with 3 Pokemon. How are all of these contest performances? It feels like some weird amalgamation of contests from AG and showcases from XY. They also tried to throw in the class system from the games, but of course that wasn't consistent. Koharu's normal class performance was similar in length and amount of Pokemon to Lisia's Master Class performance. Yet Serena, also in the Master Class, has a completely different type of performance. And somehow, Licia and Serena both win at the end, even though Serena's had way more content than Licia's. How did 2 even win at the same time? That has never happened before in a contest, except for that unofficial Ash and May contest. And wait, how does one even progress through the classes? We only saw Master Class winners, so do normal class participants have to beat Master Class participants to advance to just the Great Class? That's ridiculous! Even with the 4 classes, it was still only one contest, which makes me think there's only 1 or 2 winners for the whole show, regardless of class. Those are easily the worst of the changes, but there's still a ton of other smaller changes. Like, one I noticed is it's been established before that no one dresses up in Hoenn contests. That's more of a Sinnoh thing. But here, everyone's just wearing costumes. This doesn't really matter, but it's still a weird change. Why did they change everything? Okay, I know what you're thinking. Calm down, Alex. These are contest lives, not contests, so they just exist separately. Contest lives don't actually replace contests, right? But actually, it seems like contests as a whole have been replaced with these worse variants of them. This contest live takes place at the Lily Cove Contest Hall, which we've seen before be used for normal contests. Now in Journeys, the exterior and interior of the hall are very similar, implying it's the same hall as the one back in AG, but it's been changed to support the new live format. The judges' seats in the back have been completely removed because Mr. Contesta and Mr. Sukizo have apparently been fired. Also throughout the episode, everyone uses the terms contest and contest live interchangeably. Even when they just say contest, they refer to the contest live. This makes me worry that maybe in the past, every time Dawn explained that she did contests, she was referring to these stupid contest lives because the terms are used interchangeably to refer to the contest lives. Worse, when Dawn taught Koharu about contests back in those episodes, they only focused on the appeal part, meaning Dawn has probably been taking part in all these battleless contests. Dawn's a strong trainer who held her own in the Heart Home tag battle, but I guess since she's doing contest lives, she's not allowed to be a competent trainer. I have one final thing to complain about. This is something I personally noticed, and I'm not sure if everyone else agrees with me, or maybe you just think I'm stretching, but I figure I'll share this just in case it is something that you also agree with. But if I'm being honest, during this episode, I really got the impression that the Pokemon anime writers were trying to turn contests into a girls only type of deal. Ever since XY happened with its blatantly sexist showcases, Pokemon's been trying to sell that dancing and coordinating are for girls, which is ridiculous. But this episode really seems to lean into the idea of gender roles. During the contest, 4 of the 5 participants were female and the judges were as well. There's also this one Breloom trainer who I think is a guy, but it's kind of hard to tell. Compare this to the previous series, where some of the judges were male, and there were many prominent male coordinators like Drew, Nando, and Wallace. Oh yeah, speaking of Wallace, this episode also tries to sell that battling is for guys, which is equally ridiculous. The Wallace Cup seems to be a thing of the past, and Wallace is now back to being a gym leader, because I guess he has to battle. And as I mentioned earlier, the battle round was completely removed from contests. Did the writers think that battling a contest would be too masculine for the feminine coordinators? That's ridiculous! Maybe I'm thinking too hard, maybe it's a stretch, maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. But all of this just really rubbed me the wrong way. Alright, I'm done with this rant. Contests have always been one of my favorite parts of the anime. I've always said that if I was in the world of Pokemon, I would be a coordinator. Contests are also responsible for the creation of May, and therefore the creation of secondary protagonists to Ash in the anime as a whole. If not for contests, and if not for secondary protagonists, then characters like Dawn and later Go would probably never even been created, which is why it pains me so much for contests to be completely shat on in this episode. They deserve so much more than these bullshit contest lives. Well, if you enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing, because this is not the first, and it certainly won't be the last time I rant about Pokemon journeys. See you in the next one.